Hey guys, Mix here, and in this video we're going to be working on the engine off our 1992 Suzuki RM125 build. And as you can see, I'm in a warehouse, which is actually where I work, and this is where we're going to be working on the engine, because right now there's we just had the blizzard, as you guys saw from last video, and there's still like 6 inches of snow that still hasn't melted. So we're going to be working in here where it's nice and warm and not freezing outside. I just got the engine here, that's why it's in garbage bag. So I'm probably gonna put down some cardboard or something, get all these garbage bags out, get the engine settled, and then we'll start ripping this thing apart. The engine is all settled in, so what we have to do first before taking off, splitting the cases and getting to the bottom end, I need to take off the top end. Really simple on 2 strokes. Just take off these 4 cylinder bolts, and it should just slide out. So it should be pretty simple, but the hard part is probably going to be going through the bottom end, because I've never been in the bottom end of an engine before. So this is definitely going to be a first time, and hopefully I don't mess this up. And also guys, sorry if the lighting is a little off. There's really high lights in here, so the lighting isn't the best. I brought this really bright storm light to see if the lighting could get a little bit better, and it does help a little. CX-10 engine, super sweet Gixxer, super sweet R1. Really cool 600. Anyway, back to the engine. So we're gonna get started with this. I'm just gonna start with taking off the top end, like I said, and then the reeds, and then we'll see what we have to do from there. Guys, so I just took off the top part of the head, and now I could definitely hear the good example of why this thing needs crank bearings. You can hear when I turn it over that it sounds like there's a grinding noise. I don't know if you guys can hear it in the camera, but you could definitely hear it in person. So that's why we're taking off, that's why we're going into the bottom end and just fully rebuilding this thing. So as you guys know, this is my first time working on a 2-stroke. So 1, 2, 3, there's the 3 head bolts, and I'm gonna guess that the 4th one is under here. So I'm just gonna take off this plate, see if it's in there, and if it is, then the head should just come right off. Alright guys, so I was not expecting all of that oil to just pour out of there, so I gotta clean this up. That was a lot of oil, it all came out of there. So but at least we found our 4th head bolt. We kind of have a big problem. So that bolt right there keeps rounding out like crazy. I tried everything, made sure that I'm using the right wrench to get in there and take it off, but for some reason it just keeps rounding out, even though it's been covered in oil and the metal shouldn't be worn out at all from the oil preserving it. Meanwhile, the ones out here were really rusted, and they came off fine. So I'm kind of at a loss of words right now to do it. So if you guys know a way to get that off, comment it down below if you guys have any tricks or anything, and I'll read all of them and try them all out. So in the meantime, it looks like that we're not gonna be able to take off the head in this video, but we're gonna take off the external stuff, like the reeds, the sprocket guard, the sprocket, probably the side covers. So then whenever we find a way to get off that bolt, we can just take that off, and then we'll be ready to take out the crankshaft and everything like that. This V-Force 3 reeds off. It actually looks like that one of the reeds in here are bad, because you could clearly see daylight through it. So just that one side is bad. There's a trick that you can just flip over that one side that's bent just to fix it. So I might do that when we're rebuilding this, and then it should make it better. Down in there you can see the engine, and there's just a ton of oil just sitting around. So there's definitely a seal bad somewhere, because I mean obviously there's supposed to be oil in there, but there's just a lot. So now we have the flywheel accessed, and just feeling it, see if it can move side to side at all. This thing, it feels pretty solid. So the crankshaft, I'm probably not going to replace the crankshaft, just the bearings and the seals, because that seems like all it needs, because you could just hear it. You just hear those bearings. So obviously those bearings don't sound good at all. While we're on this side, I'm just going to take off the sprocket and the sprocket cover, because we're just going to have to take these off sooner or later. So might as well just take off these little small things, just so right when the big stuff's off, we can get to the exciting part and replacing all the parts. Okay. So I just took off the the flywheel nut with the impact driver, but I just came to realize that I probably need a flywheel puller, so we're gonna have to skip that too. I hate skipping things, but we're just gonna have to skip it and move on so it doesn't just slow us down trying to just rip this off with our hands. I'll see if I can get my hands on a flywheel puller, or if you guys know another trick. I know a lot of you guys know tricks, so comment them down below and I'll definitely check them out. So now we're gonna move on to this side of the engine and I'll start with taking off the whole side cover. But first we need to take off the small stuff that's in the way, like the Kickstarter and this little coolant pump thing. I'm not sure what the real name of it is, but we just need to take those off. And take off all those bolts around, pull out the side, then we can see everything inside in the bottom end. Here we are, guys. We got the oil draining to the drain pan, so it's a good thing we had that cardboard down, or else this table would have been totally wrecked. But we got the side cover off. You can see all the gears, the clutch, and everything looks pretty good in here. Nothing looks really damaged. Everything looks clean, so that's good. The clutch discs look good. Although we did get held up with that one bolt on the head and the flywheel not being able to come off without the flywheel puller. We were able to get a nice amount done today. But I'm going to be ending the video here. Sorry if the lighting was bad. I'm going to try and fix that for future videos in here. But next video with this engine should be hopefully splitting the case, putting in the new bearings, and then rebuilding it. And then we also have to get the frame on the RM125 sandblasted and powder coated. So I'm going to go get that done. But I'm so excited for this dirt bike to be done. Hopefully it runs once this thing's all back together. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry I haven't uploaded in like 6 days or something like that. I want to upload more, obviously, but I have school and everything, and just the weather's been really weird. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, tell your friends about the channel.